Uh, Hello everyone. Let me share my screen quickly. So, welcome to today's session. As we all know that yesterday's session was kind of okay, and I got some good reviews as well from people who are kind of new to Power BI and they wanted to get started with their Power BI journey. I hope yesterday's session was good, and I'm pretty much sure that people might have gone through the recordings and then might have joined this session. If not, it's okay because even if you haven't gone through yesterday's session, you can simply go through it again once this class is over. Today's session is going to be on the live report building. So we shall be talking about one of the use cases today, and we shall be exploring that use case. So let me open up the file quickly. Um, I hope my voice is audible. If yes, just let me know in the comment section so that I would feel okay and maybe I can proceed basically. So I don't have the official Microsoft Excel, so which is okay. So this is going to be the use case for today's session. This is a telecom churn analysis. Before that, I'll just talk about the use case. What exactly is this? And I will also show you how to build a basic dashboard, or you can call it as a report. Obviously, the report has to be very good in terms of visibility and the presentation. So definitely, you might need your presentation skills as well. But before that, let's talk about the use case first, maybe in 5 or 10 minutes, and then we'll quickly jump into the Power BI part. So this particular use case is a telecom churn analysis. You can easily find the data set in the in Google. You can find it out, but in case you don't, I will definitely leave a link to my GitHub repo so that you can download the Excel sheet and find it out. So this particular use case is one of the data science live use cases. It's a churn prediction use case where uh, we need to analyze the customer's previous data, historical data, based on their gender, based on their demographics, based on their contract details, whether they are on a monthly contract or not. And we have to create a machine learning model which will be able to predict that whether a customer is going to leave your system in next 2 months or 3 months or 6 months. Okay, and this is a telecom specific use case, but the use case is broader. It is applicable in all the industries, be it telecom, be it broadband, be it retail, be it e-commerce, be it any industry. Churn prediction is one of the important use cases. Okay, let me quickly walk you through the use the details which we have right now. I think it's better to show you directly in the Power BI itself. Let's not see the data here because it's a Power BI session. So let's import the data quickly. So I don't have to speak about what is Power BI desktop and all those things. People who are not aware of that, maybe they can view the part one and they can easily understand how exactly it works. So without wasting much time, I already have created a dashboard. I might show you right now, but maybe I'll show you later on. But anyways, we will be building the same dashboard live. So this is going to be the data set which we will be using in our report. So as you can see, not much columns are visible at the moment. Oh, so we can see customer ID, gender, senior citizen, now zeros and ones. Let me go to the transform data and then maybe probably I will explain you better. Okay, so here we are in the transform data section, which is also known as Power Query Editor, right? We already know that it's the heart of Power BI, right? Everything is possible in this particular screen. Data cleaning, data wrangling, so all these kind of activities are possible. So I have customer ID, just giving you an idea about the use case. We are not only going to build a dashboard blindly, we want to understand the data as well. Because in real scenarios, tomorrow, let's say you have a good experience on Power BI or Tableau, definitely your data analysis skills are also required to excel in your industry. But in case you are given some data, understanding of the data and business understanding is must, without which you cannot prepare your dashboard or report, right? You cannot do your analysis. So let me just walk you through the file. Customer ID, it is mostly a randomly generated number. Gender, we know that okay, this customer is female, this is male, and etc etc. I have senior citizen, which basically has two valid values, 0 and 1. So 0 probably means it's not a senior citizen, and 1 mostly means it's a senior citizen. As simple as that. Whether he has partner or not, whether he has dependents or not. What is the tenure? Now tenure, I am not pretty sure if tenure is in years or in months. Okay, high possibility is that it should be in months, but I'm not pretty sure. So again, this is going to be, you can ask in your real scenarios, you can ask your data scientist or your lead that what exactly is this? Is it in months or is it in years? Okay, for the time being, as we don't know exactly what it is, I will treat it as years. Then we will see phone service, whether we have phone service or not, multiple lines, whether we have multiple lines or not, like yes or no. No phone service, that means that particular location doesn't have a phone service at all. Okay, now no means that customer has no multiple lines. Internet service, which type of internet service? Is it DSL, fiber optics? What is the online security, online backup? A lot of features are there. We will try to analyze each one of them in Power BI. Contract, okay, monthly contract. People are in telecom or in broadband industry, people are connected, let's say the postpaid customers in terms of telecom industry, they are connected with a monthly like contract or a yearly contract, right? Mostly outside India, most of the companies do have their contract policies as well. So people are mostly bind to either 1 year, 2 years, 3 years contract. But yeah, there are some customers who also have an option to choose the monthly contract as well. Mostly the billing is higher in monthly contracts. Paperless billing, yes or no? What is the payment method which the customer has selected by default? Is it electronic? Is it mailed? Is it bank transfer, which is automatic? With if it is credit card, let's see how many valid values we have. We have four valid values: bank transfer, credit card, all these things. Then what is the monthly charges and what are the total charges of the customer? Okay, now this particular column is churn. That means yes means this particular customer has churned. Okay, so this is the customer who has already churned. Okay, with the customer ID this. Similarly, there are certain people who have already left the system. So our main goal is to identify the characteristics of people who have left. Only if we analyze that part, maybe we will be able to create a machine learning model as a next step. Okay, so that's our business understanding, that's our goal. Okay, to analyze the churners data, like people who have churned. Only if we understand that most of the people, for example, if I see that out of, let's say, 1,000 records are there and 200 people have churned. Now out of 200, if I just analyze and see that, let's say 180 are males and 20 are females, that means most of the people who have churned are males. That means tomorrow, if a customer comes in, if we feed that customer's data to the model, it is highly likely that if the customer is male, then our model will predict that he is going to be a possible churner. If she's a female, then probably our model will have a lesser ratings, like she's not going to be a churner. This is just one characteristics. Accordingly, we will have to find out multiple characteristics. Okay, so pretty much clear with the data as of now. Let's go ahead and build the model, like not exactly the model, yeah, let's try to analyze the data. Now, in this session, we are very much restricting our session to Power BI, but yeah, Power BI is not enough for your analysis. Definitely, when you are choosing your data analyst path or the BI path or the business analyst path, you definitely need Python or Excel or in any kind of programming language which can help you understand. Because in Python you can pretty much create a function and just pass the columns which so that it can provide you an output. Okay, this is how the data looks like, this is how the statistics looks like. But in Power BI we'll have to do it manually one by one. As I already know this data because I have been teaching since a long time, and I usually pick this particular these. Okay, I got a question. Sorry if I'm getting the questions late because YouTube live is like 10 seconds delayed. Somebody has asked Mrinal, these analysis are done on a smaller sample data or the complete data set? For the time being, I have the complete data set of almost 7,000, 8,000 records. So we'll try to build the dashboard on that. Okay. Now, okay, so let's try to see the data. Now, in order to see the data, my first step will be like, again, as I told that in Power BI, one thing can be done in multiple ways. Okay, so don't question on that part, that, hey, you are doing something like this, which is also possible this way, right? So it's possible. I have my own ways to do it. So what I'll do is I will try to create another table only for the churners. Okay, so for the time being, what I'll do is I'll just duplicate it and I will just mark it as churners data, and I will make it as original data. Okay, or customer data, entire customer data. I think that's pretty much okay, right? Now this is just a duplicated data. So here I need to apply a filter, right? Because we want to see only the people who have left the system. So I will create a filter, go to text filters, equals. I need to analyze people who have churned. Yes. Now, if you have multiple filters, you can also do this where churn equals to this or equals to this or equals to this and equals to this, something like that. Okay, I don't need advanced version, so basic is fine. Equals, yes, click on OK. As I already explained in the yesterday session, there will be a new step created for each and every activity which you do in Power Query Editor. Right now, I have the data for the churners. Yes. Okay, let's try to close it. So let's try to analyze the data. Let's try to see how the distribution looks like in terms of gender. Let me create a pie chart. I will initially draw all the visualizations, like try to get all the visualizations on one page, and then once all the insights are gathered, then I will proceed with the beautification stage, or maybe you can call it as the final dashboard building. Okay, so let's try to see entire customer data. Let's try to click on gender. Only clicking on gender won't help you. You also have to drag it to the values. By default, it takes count of gender. Okay, so this is my entire data. Now let me just name it as the entire data, entire gender comparison. Okay, entire gender comparison. Okay, I think the spelling mistake was, there was some spelling mistake, I think. Okay, gender distribution. Okay, I think that's fine. Let me just make it just little bit. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just copy paste it. Now this left side is my entire data. The ratio is divided like this: 50 percentage of male and 50 percentage of female. Okay, let's see what is my churner data. So here I have already duplicated the visualization, so I'll have to change it. I'll just cancel the gender. I'll go to my churners data, and here I'll click the gender. Okay, values. Sorry, it's not dragged. Okay, values. Now you can see that if I just click on male, you can see 49%, 49.76% of the people who have left are male, and 50.24 percentage of the people who have left are female. In the original data, the data is also 50-50, almost 50-50. In the churn data is also 50-50. So this particular column is not helping us. Okay, it's alone, it's not helping us. Okay, let's try to analyze few more data. Let me keep it aside. Let me add few more visualizations. Let's say we'll try to analyze senior citizen. So what I'll do is I love to analyze everything on pie chart because it gives me exact information. Senior citizen. Okay, it's added by default. Okay, sorry, it's in zeros and ones. That is the reason it's not showing me. So what I need to do is I need to go to my Power Query editor and do some replacements. So this is my entire data. As you can see, let me go to the senior citizen column. Where is that? Okay, senior citizen. So what I'll do is I'll just create a new column. I don't want to impact the original column. I will just try to duplicate it maybe from here. Senior citizen copy. I'll name it as senior citizen 1. Okay, just for the time being. Here what I'll do is I'll just convert it into text so that it's in text format. Now I will do a replace command. I'll go to home, replace. So I want to replace 0 with not senior and replace 1 with senior. Okay. So same thing. I will also do it in the churners data. Okay. Click on replace 0 not senior. Okay. So it's not allowing me because it's in number. I have to convert it into text. Then I can replace senior and replace 1 with senior. Okay. So let's try to analyze the senior data, senior citizen data. Let me create a pie chart. Okay, so it will take some 5 seconds to. Okay, everything is done. I'll create a pie chart. Let's add the original data, senior citizen 1. Just track the values. Okay, so this is how the distribution is. And let's do the same thing for my churner data. Let's just convert it to. Here I'll have to just deselect this and select the churner status senior citizen 1, and I have to drag the values. Okay, so now you can see that okay what the data is telling me 5,900 people are 5,901 are senior citizens in the original data, which is 83.79%. And you can see most of the churners are non-senior, right? Sorry, this is the non-senior data. So non-senior data, we have 5,900 records. So almost out of 5,900 records, we can see almost 1,300, so sorry, 1,393 records are non-senior, 74%. So which is like, I can see most of the churners are my senior data. You can see total we have 1,042 records of senior citizens. Out of 1,442, 475 have churned. So what is the ratio of that? 476 divided by 1,1142, which is almost 41%. So 41% of the senior citizens, like the senior people, have churned. Now, what is my original data? What is the ratio of my, I would say, what is the ratio of my original data, the customer base, and the people who have churned? Let's try to do that first, and then these numbers will help me. So, what is the original data? I will click on the entire data set. Anything, maybe customer ID. What I'll do is I'll just select the count of it. Okay, so just don't see this, just ignore this count of customer ID. We don't, any column you can use. Basically we need the count of the customers. So this is my original data. I have 7,043 records. Now, same thing, what I'll do is I'll just deselect the entire data and select the churner data. First contract, maybe count. So I have 1869 people who have churned out of 7043. So what is the ratio of that? It's almost 26%. 1869 divided by 7043. Almost 26% of the entire population have left the company. Okay, they are the churners. And the good customers are almost 74%. So we need to analyze those columns which are actually helping us in the model building, or you can say getting some insights out of it. So here senior citizen can be a good feature because you can see original data, there are 1142 records of senior citizen, and out of 1142 almost 40% people have churned. So tomorrow there is a high chance, if a new customer comes in, if he is a senior citizen, he will have more probability of getting churned as compared to the non-senior citizen customers, right? That's the basic insight which we get from the senior citizenship. Let's try to analyze few more columns. Okay, there are a lot of columns. Let's try to analyze some of the basic columns. Let's try to analyze contract. Where is the contract column? Okay, I have contract here. Let me draw another pie chart, or let's say let's do a wheel chart. So in this I will try to add contract values. I will add contract. This is the count. So this is my original data. I'm just hiding the data in, maybe I'll just minimize it later on. So this is my original data, and let me just copy paste it here. I'll go to my second visualization and I will deselect this and select the churners data contract. Again, I will have to drag this to the values, make it count. Okay, so this is how the data looks like. You can see, let's try to analyze phase by phase. So how many monthly customers do we have? Let's hover. Almost 3875 monthly customers. Let's note it down. Monthly customers 3000, how much? 3875, 875, and one yearly and two yearly. How much for one yearly? Almost 1695, 1473. 1695 and 1473. Okay, let's try to analyze the people who have churned. Okay, so monthly customers 1655. I'll just copy paste this. 1655. 55, right? Okay, 1655. One yearly, just 166. 166. Two yearly, just 48 people have churned. Now, what is the ratio? Let's quickly calculate the ratio. The ratio for monthly customers is 1655 divided by 3875, which is 42%. I will just note it down here, 42%. Now, all these things are also, like, I don't have to show you Notepad and provide the calculations. You can easily do it in Power BI as well. How much for yearly customers? 166 divided by 1695, 9%. Pretty much low. Okay. And how much is for the yearly customers? 48 divided by 1473, 3%. Okay, so now you can see that it's quite visible that people with yearly contracts, be it one yearly contracts or be it two yearly contracts, they are less churners. The reason is they are tied up to a contract. So it's very much likely that they will not churn, because let's say you are already tied up with, let's say you have Vodafone, you're using Vodafone network or Airtel network, anything, and you have a contract of like 1 year, and it's been just 2 months you have started with it. Definitely, if you churn, you have to pay for the rest of the 10 months as well. Or there are possibilities that company might have already taken 12 months cost at a time, right? So that money is stuck. Because of that, many people tend to just continue. That is also one reason why people with yearly contracts don't churn, because they are binded up with a contract, so they cannot churn. So these numbers, whatever it is, 3%, 9%, they might have churned because of extreme cases. Maybe if they are leaving the country, or maybe they are really pissed off with the network, or they have a really bad service or anything. It could be any reason, but it could be a valid reason why they are doing this, because they are okay to pay for that amount, because they are already having a yearly contract and they don't want to churn. Now you can see, out of 3,875, 1655 people have churned. That means it's a ratio of 42%. Now our original churner data, it was having just 26% of the data, right? Only 26% of the original people were churning, getting churned. So monthly customers. So this feature, the contract type as month to month, is having a higher importance, I would say. Tomorrow, if a customer is enrolling for the particular company, and if he doesn't have a yearly contract, then it's quite likely that that customer might churn. Okay, it has a 42% of probability, right? It might churn. So this is one of the important features. So this is one of the findings. Let's keep it aside and let's move ahead with next analysis. All this analysis we will be like implementing the dashboard, so everything will be there in the dashboard. Okay, let me keep it, and let me keep a note of the features as well. So the first feature, we did gender. Obviously it was not that helpful, but we might have to add it in the dashboard because it looks fancy, it looks good if you just provide the gender distribution, because that's the basic thing which you can show, right? And senior citizen, people, mostly the senior citizen with, like, the non-senior citizens were not that churners, right? The senior citizens were churners. And contract type, monthly contract. Okay, now these insights will definitely help you in case you are already in the data science field. If you are going to create a machine learning model or a classification model, these pointers are going to definitely help you if you are dealing with this particular data set. Okay, let's move ahead to next column. Let's say, let's do it on dependence. I'm not pretty sure, but let's do it. So let me first do it on the entire data set, dependence, values, yes and no. Just simply copy paste it, and I will do it for the churners data. So we are going one by one. Okay, we are, so this might be a lengthy class as well, because we are going one by one column and analyzing, because this basically comes under your data analysis field. Because you, without data analysis skills, you cannot excel in your Power BI career, because it's going to be a mandate for you, right? And everything cannot be taught in just 1 hour or 2 hours, so we have some plans for that as well. We'll talk about that in the end of the session, but yeah, for the time being, let's focus on today's class. Channel data, I have the dependence. Let's see how the distribution is. For no, I have 4933. Let's note it down. No, 4933. Yes, almost 2110. If you have any doubts, you can just ping in the comment section. I'll try to help you. People who have churned, no, 1543. 1543. Yes, 326. 326. Okay, let's try to calculate. For no, 1543 divided by 4933. Almost 31%. Okay, and what is for yes? 326 divided by 2110. Almost 15%. So minutely, this might impact the model as well. People who doesn't have dependence are more likely to churn as compared to people who have dependence. It could be many reasons, right? I'm not pretty sure about the reasons, exact reasons. We need to deep dive and analyze a lot of things to understand why exactly it is happening. But yeah, this is what the data is showing us. People without dependents are like more likely to churn. Like, sorry, people without dependents, yes, without dependents are more likely to churn, and it's like mildly above the average, because our current ratio is 26%, right? And here it's just 31%. So minutely it might impact your model. So I will write it down. Dependence minutely. I would write it minutely impacting. No, 31%. I'm just noting it down. And let me just delete it because we don't have space to cover a lot of things. Let's try to analyze some more columns. Let's say contract type we did. So there is something called as phone service, right? I believe there was a column called as phone service. Okay, let's try to analyze that. Now let's try to analyze using a different column, a different chart. Maybe you might be bored of this pie chart. Just for you, phone service values. Now this is how my phone service looks like. I'll just copy paste this. Okay, so my bad. I had done it for churner data, which is okay. I will just change the first graph. I will just deselect the churner's data phone service and select the phone service from the entire data. Okay, so this is how. Okay, my bad. I didn't grab the values. Okay, this is how it looks like. Okay, let's note it down. Phone service, yes, 6361. Phone service. Okay, we can also, you can also select your data labels. We don't have to hover because obviously if you want to show the numbers here directly, there is option. You don't worry about that. I just have to turn on the data labels. Okay, I'm just hovering because I don't want to go and format and change all those things, which might be like it will be like the classes will be delayed, right? So that's the only reason why I'm not doing this. But yeah, let's do it. So phone service, yes, the original data set says 6400 on an average. No says 700. Okay, shouldn't be the case. 6361 682. 6361 682. Okay, now churner data, yes, no. Let's see, churner is 1699 and 170. Let's calculate. 1699 divided by 6361, 26%. Okay, so it's not helping us. 26%. And what about the no? Obviously, it will be the same. 682, 25%, which is like, okay, like it's not helping us because in the original data also, the customers getting churned as 26%. So phone service also, whether it is yes or no, it's almost the same ratio. So like gender, phone service is also not helpful for us. Okay, at least the phone service column is not helpful. So let's just remove it. I will just remove this. Let's try to analyze few more columns. There are multiple columns to analyze. So all these analysis which is done on a single column, it is called as univariate analysis. Okay. Now when we are comparing it with your the churn column, that's basically your bivariate analysis where two variables are involved. And the analysis goes on. There is no stoppage to analysis. Okay, you have to, when you get the data in real scenarios in real life, obviously you have to analyze each and everything. You have to analyze each and every variable. You have to do a combination of that, like gender with senior citizen, gender with contract. Then maybe the next step will be gender, senior citizen and contract. Let's see what is the combination, like males, senior citizen and monthly contract. Are they are they the more churners, or female senior citizen and monthly contracts? So these are the R&D which you needs to do. Data analysis is not that easy, and definitely it's not going to be finished in 1 hour, but I'm just going to show you some of the gist, like some of the basic functionalities. Okay, so let's try to analyze some other features. Let's say tech support. Let's do that. Let's use another visualization. Tech support, add the values, and I'll just copy paste this. I will just change it here, go to the churners and click on this, drag it. Okay, everything is done, I think. Yeah. Let's change the color. The screen looks a little bit dull for the time being. Okay, so let's note it down. Now, what about the tech support? Tech support. So, yes, there are three values: yes, no, and no internet service. Okay. Original data, yes. How much? 3473. No, how much? 2044. No internet service. 1536. And churners 1446. 1446. No, almost 300 something, 310. And no internet service. Very few, 113. Internet service, 113. Now let's calculate. 1446 divided by 3473, 41%. That's massive, right? Because this is going to be a very important feature for us. No, 310 divided by 2044. Obviously, the percentage will be less for other columns because the first column value itself it has so much of distribution. 113 divided by 1536. Just 7%. So you can see that 41%. What was our original data? Like original churn ratio, 26%. 74% good customers, 26% churners. Out of 26%, you can see that 41% people are having tech support as yes have churned. Okay, so this feature, tech support yes, is going to be an important feature in your model. Yes, 41%. Okay, got it. So you got it right. Tech support with yes are the more churners. So tomorrow, if a customer has the tech support, it's likely that he might churn. He has a larger probability as compared to the other categories, right? So that's how your model is prepared. So your machine learning model is by default, it's a statistical model. Back in background, it's all statistics, right? Let's try to analyze few more columns. Let's say I will just do an analysis on, I'm just dragging it this way. Um, Payment method. Payment method. Now let's do this on entire data. Payment method. Values. Okay. Just copy paste. Deselect it. Select the churner data and drag it. Okay. Now let's see the phone service like this payment method. Okay. Payment method. Electronic check 2365. Electronic check 2365. How many have churned? 1071. Almost, I would say almost 45%. Mail check 1612. 1612. How many churned? Just 300 something, 308. 258. 1544. 258. 1544. And the fourth type is credit card. Uh, Something like 1522. So this is how the data looks like. And if you can see with the visible eyes itself, we can see that people with electronic check are the people who are most likely to churn, and it's 45%. One of the best features so far which we have identified. Payment method. So tomorrow, if a customer comes in with opting as a payment method as electronic check, or let's calculate for mail check as well. 300 divided by 1612, 19%, which is okay. That's fine. That's under the belt, right? And others will be very low. I'm not sure, but I'm just writing some numbers, somewhere around 12%, 15%, somewhere around that. Okay. So people with electronic check as a payment method are more likely to churn. Now, why exactly is so? We need to deep dive into that to understand. There are possibilities people who are not having an issue with the money. Maybe they are the ones who provide their credit cards, they use credit cards. So people with credit cards and bank transfers are not likely to churn, right? And there could be possibility people who are not that advanced. I would say I'm not commenting on anybody, but yeah, as per the data we can see that with electronic check more people are likely to churn. Okay, so let me write it down. Payment method, and I will just point it out. Electronic check, 45%. Okay. What else? I think that should be enough. And one thing is, I think that should be enough for the time being. We can also see streaming movies, streaming TV. Now that I would leave it to you. Somebody says my video is blur. Is it still okay or how is it? Maybe can you just select the or like the options? You can select the 720 pixels options. I think should be okay. Can you select your quality of the video? Go to your YouTube video, select on quality, and just take your 720 pixels. Should be okay, right? People, other people who are already in this call, can you just comment it out if everything is fine? Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. So there might be some delay. So yeah, these are some of the options which we have found out so far. Some insights without the help of Python, without the help of any programming language, without the help of any data analysis tools, just by using Power BI, we have got these insights. And definitely there will be more insights if you analyze further. So as a task, I will leave it to you, people who are following my video, who are following this particular session. You can go analyze yourself. That will give you a good hands-on experience as well, how to work on Power BI. Simply you'll have to select each and everything and analyze it, and then maybe the second step would be combining the data and then analyzing it. For example, if you want to see that, let's say, so this is just one variable, right? Let's say you want to analyze gender along with senior citizen, for example. Now what you can do is just click on pie chart. So there are two methods. The one of the methods is to create a group by function in your transform data, like this. I will show you how to do it. Let's say I'm just marking it as group by entire gender versus senior citizen. Okay. And what I'll do is I'll click on group by. I'll click on advanced because I'm going to do a group by on two columns, right? In SQL, what exactly is this? What I'm trying to achieve is finding a group by between gender and senior citizen. The query will be select gender, senior citizen, count star, from table where, sorry, nowhere clause, group by gender, senior citizen. So this is the query which I am going to achieve right now. So what I'll do is I'll select gender, add my grouping, select senior citizen. Where exactly is senior citizen? Okay. And then maybe I'll name it as group by, or else just new column, gender citizen column, and do a count rows. Let's click on OK. Now you can see that, okay, so there are 2920 females who are not senior, 565 females who are senior. So you can see the ratio of female non-senior and male non-senior is almost similar, almost 50-50, right? This is how you can do it. Now if you want to do it on the churners data, similarly, just copy paste group by churner profile, gender versus citizen. This is just one step, right? I'll also show you the easier technique. Advanced, gender, add grouping, change it to citizen, new, let's say just, and count rows. Okay, so you can see male, non-senior, and this is how you can analyze multiple columns. Then you can add one more column, then you can add one more column, then you can see, okay, this is how the data looks like, and then you can draw a conclusion that when you give your analysis report to your higher management, then you can mention like this. For example, if males, like as it is, we saw that males and females ratio is 50-50, right? When it comes to the original data, when it comes to the churner profile. But there could be some more information if you deep dive. Let's say male who are senior citizen, who are having monthly contract, are like 55% churning. Same thing, female with senior citizen as monthly contract, maybe they are less, maybe 30% or 25%. So you can give these insights. So that will be a final conclusion, right? So as I told, this is one of the steps. Let me close it. Yeah, group by can be done in multiple ways. I already told you. So you can create a measure, you can create a group by a table, you can do it anything. But the simplest way to do it is this one. You can create a simple pie chart. Click on, I'll just click on the entire data, gender. Okay, I have gender in my legend. I will drag my senior citizen to my details, and in the values I will again drag my gender. So this is how the pie chart looks like. You can see a single line. I will click on this. This is nothing but, let me hover it. So this is the area, gender male not senior, gender female senior, gender female not senior, gender male senior. This is one of the techniques. I just showed you pie chart. There could be multiple other charts. You can explore yourselves. Okay, that's what I meant. Explore everything, and then you can also do your deep analysis on that. So with the current set of analysis which we have done so far, let's quickly go ahead and create a dashboard. Okay, so for the time being, what I will do is I'm just deleting these columns because I don't want my Power BI to crash anytime, because my laptop is not reliable at all. So that's the reason I'm not taking any chances. Let me delete all the items which I have in the screen. Now, obviously, if I create a report like this, let's say this is my report. And let's say I'm going to add some text here that this is the senior data, senior citizen data, this is the tech support data, and maybe I will add a text box here. Let's say that this is my telecom churn report, something like this. Obviously, this is not looking good, right? So normally, when it comes to the real dashboards, you will have to you'll have to be, innovative, right? So what I do, this is my technique, and I am sure most of the people do this. What I do is I try to create the reports like line by line, and then try to create a new background page for that in a separate tool, and then merge it. Okay, I'll show you how it is done. For the time being, let me just delete this. I don't want. Okay, I don't want this. So what I'll do is I will simply create a new page. I don't want all this mess. Okay, I'm just going to close it. So what I have done is, let's try to create it first, and then I will try to show you how to create your background image as well. Or else before that, I can show you how to create a background image. Let me show you. So I created using one of the tools called as Snapper. I'm not doing a paid promotion or anything like that, but you can choose Canvas or any other portals, or simply Adobe Illustrator or Photoshop, Photoscape, any tool you can use, and you can do it. So this is one of the things which I have done so far. Now this is obviously, this is the final template which I have built based on the reports. So it has to be done step by step. So I can show you what was my initial step, and then I will show you one by one. Let me duplicate it. Most of the people do this way. Now obviously you can consult your front end team or your designers. They will be able to design you a dashboard. On top of that, you can just merge the visualizations, and the output will be like good as compared to others. So initially, this particular tool, I use it because it's very user friendly, and it has a lot of shapes, graphics. You can simply search analytics, and there will be a lot of options which are there. You can simply drag and drop and use it. Just simple click and it will be there. Something like this. Okay. Now I'm not going to teach you about Snapper for the timing, and you can practice it. So what I had done is, this was my initial draft report. My very first step, I did this. I knew the data. That's the reason I did this. Now, obviously, uh, we might start with a zero template, maybe nothing on the screen. Okay. So what I've done is I have created one column for customer profile and one column for yeah, Akash. If we duplicate the tables, the data will be larger for sure. I'm just showing it for the showcasing purpose, but yeah, in real scenarios, you don't have to duplicate it. You can simply filter it out on the screen itself. Okay. Using one table also, you can analyze like original customer profile and the churner profile as well. So I have created just simple, added the text, added customer profile, added a blue shape. So I have used this particular shape. I have extended it, like made it as per my wish, change the color like this. Okay, you can play around with it later on. And this is how I have created the background of it: customer profile, churner profile. And we'll show you the different attributes, because when I saw the data, I could see that there are multiple features, right? Like gender details, or you can say senior citizens, whether he's a senior citizen or not. So it could be some general information. I just wrote it as demographic. Maybe you can write it as general information or something like that. And then we can have like options like paperless billing or payment methods, or what is the contract type. So that's the reason I have a contract column. And phone services like device protection, multiple lines, streaming movies, streaming TV, all these columns can be embedded here. So I have done this. Okay. Now what I need to do is, obviously I'll have to save this file. Already have saved file, but yeah, for the time being, let's save it using sniping tool. I'm 100% sure that, I mean, you would not get such kind of tutorial anywhere in YouTube where they will be showing you how exactly it is done. Mostly they will show you, okay, this is how the report looks like, but definitely they will not show you how they prepare the background images and all those things. I'm just being very much generous, but just trying to help my like my people who are watching me live. And yes, they are connected with me for future as well. So let me just save it for any name like capture new. Let's go to my Power BI dashboard. The very first thing what I need to do is, it's a blank report, it doesn't have anything. I'll go to page background. I'll add image. So where did I save it? Is it on desktop? Okay, this is how it is. Capture new. Nothing is visible because transparency is 100%. Image fit, you can fit it up. So this is how the background looks like. Let's create a report quickly. Okay. Uh, so obviously let's just have the visualization tab and the fields tab. Let me just minimize it a little bit. Okay. So initially let's create what is the distribution in the gender. Entire customer data, gender, click the values. This is how the count looks like. Maybe I will do here. Let me not create it. Let me just beautify this. Let me change the title because we already know that it is gender and female. Let me, instead of white background, let me just make it transparent. Go to background, make it transparent. If you want to change the colors, go to your formatting options, data colors. Let's say this is the customer profile. So let it be this way, gender, male, female. And I think it's okay right now here. So here I will copy paste here so that we can do the exact thing in the right side as well. But here we are going to change it because the right side is my churner profile. Okay, I want to show who are my churners, right? So I'll show the general distribution, which is my gender. And let's change the data colors. Let's say make it light violet and dark violet for male, something like that. Okay, now this is how the initial graph looks like. Then what's next? Let's try to, we also had senior citizen, right? Let's try to create a card. So I want to see how many senior citizens do we have in the entire customer profile. So senior citizen 1 count. Okay, sorry. I just have to use the original senior citizen. Okay, so only the ones will be calculated, the value which is 1. Okay, zeros will be ignored. So ultimately I have 1142 uh, senior citizens. Now you can see senior citizen. If you want to change the name, you want to add a space, simply go here. Sorry, you just have to add space here. Okay, so it will not impact the original column. You can see this is having a space and this is not having a space. This is the original column. So the changes are only applicable in your graph itself. Now here let's try to remove the background. Simply I can do background. If I want to change the labels because it's not visible properly, it's in gray. So let's go and format it. Category label, make it white. So, okay, so this is just the below part. Data label. Okay, so this is how you can show. Okay, this is my senior citizen. Or else you can just simply change some text sizes as well because we want to do a lot of things in this particular screen. So let's change it to a little bit smaller. Okay, I think that should be okay. This much senior citizen we have. I will just copy paste it. Orientation is fine. Here I will simply uncheck this, go to my churner data, select on senior citizen. I'll change it to, okay, it's some already. Okay, so it gives me a overall value when somebody is looking at the report. Obviously to calculate the percentage and all those things, he might have to calculate it. Everything is not possible to show in the report. Maybe you can create another page where it will have a detailed report. Like if you want to see the gender related details and all those things, maybe you can create multiple pages and accordingly you can showcase. But yeah, everything is not possible to show in one page. Okay, but we'll try to show as much information as possible. Now, before that, one more thing I forgot. I have to mention the entire customer profile data as well. So I'm just copy pasting this. So here I will change it from senior citizen to the total count, contract count. And I will change the category label. Okay. And I will also change the color. Let's make it black. Looks fine. Let me copy paste it and go to my journal data contract and make it count. Okay, so so far so good. We have the customer profile 7044 7043 customers data we have, out of which 18.69%, like 18 points, sorry, 1869 people have churned, which is like 26%. Now you can also add a arrow here, and like this you can add an arrow and show that 26%, this is 26% of the entire population. That is also possible. You can show it. It's up to you. You have to be as creative as possible, but don't overdo it. Don't overdo it so that the entire dashboard will be a mess. People will not be able to understand it. Okay, let's add one more point. uh, okay, one more thing which we didn't analyze was tenure. Tenure is also a very important feature, because ultimately, now the general tendency is, for an example, just think from a customer's point of view, because when you're working on any use case, you have to think from the customer's point of view, right? Let's say I am already connected to a network for like 10 years. Definitely, I have been connected for 10 years. That means I'm happy with it. So even if some new network comes in, even if he gives me 50% off, 100% off, something like that, even if he gives me a lot of features, it's a normal human tendency that I will still be reliable to my company. Sorry, not my company, but yeah, from the provider. And sometimes people feel lazy to change plans as well. So it's seen that if you are more connected, if your tenure is more, that means if you are with the company for a longer period of time, you tend to stay. You don't tend to churn. Okay, so people with less tenure data, they are more likely to churn. Let's say I'm a new customer, so I'm still exploring. If I get a new opportunity, I will simply explore, because I don't care about my provider, right? But people who are connected for a longer period of time, they do care about that. A live example is my father itself. He's been using BSNL since like 20, I would say 20 years from now. Even if there are a lot of features in Geo and many providers, but still he's very much happy with BSNL and he's still continuing. Just a example. Okay, don't take it to heart. Let's try to analyze tenure data. Now, in order to analyze the tenure data, let me show you how the data looks like. Tenure is just a number. Now, I already know, that's the reason I'm just doing this particular step. But you'll have to use your brain sometimes, because if you analyze the tenure data, let's try to analyze it. So the values are like, it can be value from 0 till 72. Now if you create a histogram, it will have 72 bar charts, or you can say, if you are creating a bar chart, it will have 72 bars. Can you analyze each one of them? It's going to be very difficult. So what I do is, we can categorize these kind of columns. Maybe we can do a 0 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 20, 30, something like that, and then we can further analyze. Okay, so what I will do is I will just create a new column, and for that I will not create it right away. I will also show you one more functionality which I missed out yesterday. That's going to be your conditional column. Okay, you have to, you are in the home section right now. You have to go to add column, conditional column. Here I will have to give my column name. Let's say tenure bins. That means I'm creating bins out of it. So there are like many valid values. I'm going to make it a group, like 0 to 1, 10 will be one group, 11 to 20 will be one group, something like that. On which column? On tenure. Equals is less than or equal to 20. So output will be 0 to 20. Else if tenure is less than, this is nothing but a if else clause. People who are already knowing about the programming languages, they would easily be relating it. But even if you don't know programming, at least basic English you know, right? So if else is something like if this, then this, else do this, something like that. So if the tenure is less than 20, definitely it will be 0. It will convert it into 0 to 20. If not, if it is less than 40, that means more than 20 and less than 40, then it will do 21 to 40. I will keep simply add it. Let's say is less than or equals to 60. Make it 41 to 60. And let's say 61 to, sorry, let's say 100. Or let's say make it is greater than 60. That means make it 60 to 100. Something like that. So this is going to be a conditional column. If this, then do this. So this is how our rules are set and a new column will be created. You can see. Now if you just want to analyze tenure and remove other columns, so you can see 1 20, 1 is the new value is 0 to 20, 21 to 40, 0 to 20. So the changes has been done. I will revert back the changes and do the same changes in the churners data as well. I'll go to add column, conditional column, quickly tenure bins. I will add clauses quickly. Sorry, not gender. It's on tenure, 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 tenure. Sorry. I hope you are getting it. If not, you don't have to panic. You can simply reach out to me. Maybe I will try to help you out. Anywhere if you are stuck. No, it's not missed because it's less than or equals to. That means 20 will still be covered in this particular bin. Okay. If it is less than, then yeah, it might be missed. But I'm doing is less than or equals to. Greater than 60. That means from 61. Okay, 60 to 100. Okay, so everything is done right now. Let's go back to our chart and let's create a bin. Let's create a, what is that? This is basically a stacked chart, I think. Stacked bar chart or something like that. It's a funnel. Oh, I'm really bad with the terminologies. But let's try to create quickly. Churners data, we have the entire data. Let's go to the tenure bins. Tenure bins, values. Okay, this is how it looks like. Obviously, I don't have the capacity to make it a big, like look big. So I will just change the title. I will probably change the background and category labels. I will just change it to white and data labels. I will change it to white. Okay. And what else? I think that's fine for the time being. So this is my tenure. Okay, simply copy paste for your churner profile, and let's see. Let's uncheck this. Check your churners data. Tenure bins. Tenure bins. Okay. Now I'll also show you that why I use this particular column, because I already know this data. So I have been using this data for model building, and that's the reason I know, like, not exactly in 0 to 20, but yeah, if you further do it like 0 to 10, 11 to 20, you would get a better understanding that yes, people with less tenures are more likely to churn. But for the time being, just for the dashboard purpose, I have just done it. The binning has been done based on 20, like 0 to 20, 21 to 40. So let's see. 0 to 20 churners are almost 1251 divided by almost 2880. You can see by yourself that 43% of the people who have churned are having a tenure of 0 to 20. Now the same thing, if I just analyze on 60 to 100, so that's nothing but almost 1407. How much? 93. 93 divided by 1407. Just 6% of the people have churned. That means it's quite visible that now I strongly now feel that these numbers are not in years. It might be in months. It's my mistake. It might be in months. So people who are in the system for more than 60 months, they are just like 6% of the people are getting churned. That means there is a reliability factor, there's a trust factor which has been built with the company, and because of which that candidate is not leaving the company, right? And people with less tenure, who are less attached to the company, are the more churners. It's visible. Let's just change the data labels, because it's my churner data, should be in reds. Now this is how the data set looks like. Now what else? I'm not sure if I can add more things. Yeah, I can also try to add partner. Now for partner, I will do a bar chart. Okay, quickly, I will just change the title. I will change the x-axis, y-axis. Data labels, let it be. Sorry, x-axis is mandatory, right? We will not be able to understand if it is no or yes. Data labels, okay, let it be. That's fine for the time being. What else? Background, yes. Okay. And yeah, data colors is fine. Data labels, we have to change it to white because our background is black. Every time we have to change it. What else? What else? What else? X-axis, data, y-axis. Okay. I mean, it's okay for the time being. Let me make it as short as possible. Okay, this is the shortest thing which is possible. Maybe let me do it here. Let me do it here. Okay, looks fine. Okay, let it be here. Now I just copy paste it so that we can do the same thing for the churner profile as well. What was this? This was partner, right? Yes, partner values. Make it data labels as okay. So quickly now, just giving you an idea. Our very first step, we have done this. Okay, we have to do a lot more things. This is just the basics. Now you can see that you have done it properly, but still, as an external user, let's say you provide this data to somebody else, we don't even know what exactly is this. Now everybody cannot hover around this, click on this and see, oh, this is tenure. Now I understand this is tenure. What is this? Oh, this is partner. So nobody will do that, right? So we'll have to add some text. So we can get started with it. You can quickly copy paste this, assuming that, let's say, it is tenure, assuming that it's around here. Okay, and again save it and again add your background and see if it is in line or not. Similarly, I can also do this like partner, because partner is somewhere here. Do partner, add graphics, maybe an arrow, any arrow. You can choose a fancy arrow as well. Okay, just you can just show. Okay, this is the partner. Okay, and now I can show you, but yeah, this is as I'm doing very fast, might not be like orientation might not be perfect, but yeah, just let me show you for the sake of showing, because this is a tedious task as well. If you have to prove yourself, if you have to create a good visualization, you will have to do this. New to, and let's click on the page background. Click on, see, without the background, it looks so ugly, right? So images are important. Capture new to. Okay. Now see, so this is how looks like. You can see tenure, right? Now based on this, you can also adjust it. Okay. Okay. Like this, like this. Okay, this is also possible, or else you can go back to your image and do the changes, right? There are two ways to do it. So our demographics data is done. Our next step will be, I'll do this quickly. So phone service, let's do a bar graph. Okay, this is just for the churner data. So I'm going to deselect the title, deselect the background, change the data colors. X axis, do I need it? Don't need it. Y axis is still okay. Sorry. Okay. I don't need any of the axes. I just need the data labels, right? Data colors is done. Data labels. Okay, not required. I think that's fine. So you just, I mean, okay, we need the data label. No, it's okay, right? Phone service, right? Something is mistaken. What exactly is this one? Yes. Oh, instead of this, maybe we can do a pie chart. Okay. Data colors, change it to this, change it to this. Okay, phone service, yes or no. Simply copy paste this to this side, change it to your, from the channels data, change it to your entire data. What is that? Phone service. Okay, and this is how you can keep adding your visualizations, and similarly you will have to go back and forth, and then you'll have to do it. So maybe I'll also show you the contracts quickly. Maybe we'll create a wagon wheel. Now, what exactly is that? It's a donut chat. Very funny name. On the entire data, I'll show the contract type. Where is the contract type? Okay, contract. And quickly change the background. Quickly change the t- title. Details level. No, I need it. I need the details. I want to change it to white. What else? Legend. I need legend. I need to change it to color white. This name is too big. So what I can do is I can simply change it. So the names are too big. So what I'll do is I will just go to my power transformation. entire data and quickly change it. Where is the contract? I have the contract. I'll simply replace month to month, monthly, place one year to 1 year, place 2 year to 2 year. Okay. Similar steps you can do it for the channels data as well. I'm not doing it for the time being. It will load and it will be done in few seconds. Yeah. Okay. So you can see it's taking much less space, right? Now obviously my data labels, the data colors has been impacted. I will have to change it monthly, 2 yearly, 1 yearly. Okay, something like this. Similarly, you have to do for your churner profile as well. Just change your data to churners data, contract, add your values, right? And go to your formatting options, change your data colors. Okay, and yeah, this is how you can do. I mean, if it doesn't look good like the pie charts in a same row, sorry, in the same column, maybe you can change your pie charts to a different format. And similarly, you can add more features as well, like what is the payment type. Let's say I will try to add the payment type. I'm trying to wrap it up, but again, I'm thinking that let's finish it and then only wrap it up. Okay, go to title, background, data colors, everything is fine. I don't need the x-axis, I don't need the y-axis. Now there are two techniques. Now what I have done is you can see that the values are taking, so the values are so big, you have to expand a lot to showcase, to show it. If I just make it smaller, it's not visible, right? So what I have done is I have simply closed the y-axis. Before that, I memorized it. Okay, the first is electronic, second one is mailed, third is bank, fourth is credit card. So I have disabled it, and in my report, I have just added something like this. Okay, and I have just placed it. So in the right side, my values are visible. Like this is electronics check, this is that, this is this. Okay, let me just add this particular file because this is my final file which was done. My naming conventions are really bad, so I just save it with any name. Let's go to the page background, add image. Was it last? This is how it looks like. Now you can make it this. Okay, something like this. Similarly, you have to do it for the churn data. It will be something like this. Here, your graphs can be here. You can see it is indicating that. Now if you want, you can also add something like this electronic check, like you can also do yes and no. Here you can save some space. Here you can see this space can be saved. If you just mark yes and no, like, and do some arrows, your space is also saved. You can add few more reports or few more visualizations here, right? So this is how it can be done, and a lot more insights can also be done. So I'll not go through each one of them, it might eat up a lot of time. uh, Very few are left so far, but let me show you directly the final report which I have created. Now this is how the final report looks like. But I'm pretty much sure that you have a, like, you got a very good understanding on how to create a dashboard, what should be your thinking like what should you think, how should you analyze the data, how should you right? Okay, it's taking a little bit time. It shouldn't take that much of time. Okay, it's open. Just give 2 minutes, it will be loaded. In the meanwhile, I can close this particular desktop. Let me close it. Let me save it as well. Okay, not required to save. Let's close it down quickly. Okay, so the data is loading slowly. As you can see, the background image has been loaded already because it's a static image. Yeah, these are the insights which I have shown. Like it has a demographic details. Obviously, these male icon and female icon is done in Snapper. It's not done in Power BI. But yeah, the you can see the donut chart. You can see the donut chart here. You can see a pie chart here. It shows you the phone services, internet services, fiber optics, and you can see more people having fiber optics have churned. If you see, almost out of 3,000, almost 1,300 people with fiber optics have churned. So immediately by looking at the dashboard itself, I'm able to get the insights. Okay, so these are the most churners. These are the most churners. People with less tenure. Gender is not showing me much idea, which is still okay. Senior citizen also, I can see that it's almost 30%, more than 30%. You can see average monthly charges of the customer profile is $64. People who have left are having average monthly charges as $74. So one reason could be this, that the people who have churned had more monthly charges. Maybe because of multiple reasons. Maybe because they are monthly contract holders and all those things. So these are possible. But yeah, this is how the final dashboard has been done. Now, definitely, I'll share the PBIX file with you so that you can directly open and you can directly start analyzing the data. I think that's it for today's session. But yeah, there are a lot of data analysis activities, or I would say analysis steps, which is possible. So for that, also you need to have a very good understanding on data analysis. Now, one thing I wanted to pitch to people who have joined this Power BI session, one thing was that obviously you get everything for free, because since yesterday I have provided a lot of information to you. I'm 100% sure that you would get almost 60-70% or 80% knowledge on Power BI so far. Once you start practicing it, you gain more knowledge. But yeah, coming on to the data analytics part, you will also have to work on multiple things. You have to be strong in statistics. A lot more things is also required for you. So from company's point of view, we from being datam's point of view, we have some multiple data science related courses as well. Data science, analytics, machine learning. We provide Power BI training as well, which is already covered. But yeah, in the session, in the courses, we also provide Power BI, Tableau, SQL, Python, statistics. A lot more things are provided. So, if you're interested in enrolling for the entire data science curriculum or the data science course, which includes machine learning, analytics, and a lot more things, data engineering, use case building, everything, you can simply check out this contact information which is there in my description below, or else you already have my number and my LinkedIn profile. You can get in touch with me and I will share you the syllabus as well. So that's it. Now, if you want to see the published report, I can quickly show that as well. It will hardly take 2 minutes. Let's publish it in the Power BI webinar workspace itself. In order to excel in your data analytics or your data science career, I'm sure people who are watching this, they must be very much interested in the data analytics and data science career. So definitely the course will be very much beneficial for you, because I believe there are a lot more free courses or free tutorials, free stuffs online, which is quite helpful for you to learn. And even I have also created my YouTube channel for the same thing, just to promote as much free content as possible. But at some point of time you might need guidance as well. So only because of that we have this curriculum, where we also have one-to-one mentoring sessions and all those things. People who are already connected with us in our previous batches, we've already done 4 batches. You can get in touch with them and try to ask them how the courses are and all those things. You don't have to worry about it, because I'll be teaching most of the things along with some of the other trainers who are actually good. Okay, let's just focus on the dashboard as of now. This is how the dashboard looks like. Now if you want to if you want to see in a full screen mode, you can definitely choose the full screen mode and you can see. Okay, I think we have done a good job. I mean, obviously that's my understanding, but yeah, a lot more good things can also be done. Maybe you can just point out here, kind of, let me just give me 1 minute. Okay, something is wrong, but yeah, I'm just telling you that here you can put an arrow and show that, okay, 26% churners, something like that. You can also add, if you want, if you want to see that, okay, this is not relevant for you, you can remove it and add any more type of visualizations. There are more than 150 visualizations, as I told you, in Power BI. These are still the basic visualizations which I have used. You can use word cloud or any fancy charts or any fancy scatter plots, anything you can do it and make it fancy, right? So that's it for today's video. I hope you like it, and in case you like, definitely try to follow my channel as well. I have recently started my channel, and trying to give as much information as possible in my channel. There are some fun videos as well with respect to some of the race charts which I have created recently for IPL and all those things. You can enjoy the channel, and please like, share, and subscribe as well. That will help me, and definitely I'll come up with a lot of free courses and free use cases as well in future. That's it. That's it for today's video. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being a part of yesterday's and today's session, the entire webinar. I hope you like it. And obviously, if you have any doubts or any concerns, you are free to come back to me and ask doubts. Okay, thank you, guys. Winding up. Goodbye.